Alright guys, so today I just want to be showing you something completely different, which will be a multiplayer battle that I played against a fellow level 5 opponent. I am level 5 right now. I just have this on slow motion. This is my first commentary like multiplayer Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai, so excuse me if it is a bit weird or I have no idea what I'm talking about. Hopefully I do have a decent idea. As you guys can see, I started off with some Saber Cavalry, 2 units of Saber Cav and 1 of Yariki. I have 1 parrot gun. Parrot guns are so overpowered, just cannons in general, especially in multiplayer, they are so overpowered. The stats don't change, but they are basically the same. Then we have, as I keep on drifting over, we have, I think it was 3 units of Black Bear Infantry, and then 3 units of White Bear Infantry. Black Bear Infantry is a heck of a lot better than, well, not a heck of a lot, but they cost $50 more, and they actually have better stats as well, which are, they have better not range, but they have more ammunition, which really isn't that important, but also they have they're more accurate. And what else do we have? We have, apart from the horses, we have 1 group of Yarikachi who don't really serve a purpose, and obviously we have a general. So right now I just have my parrot guns just firing off at his little group over here. He split his army up into 2 pieces. He's got Toaster Riflemen over here. One of them's like got a really funny name called We Are Picking Berries. But Toaster Riflemen are very, very good in this game if you can get them at a distance. They have a range of 150, which is amazing. As you guys can see, I just had my little special ability with the parrot guns. And on this side, they have spear levies, some matchlock catchy, and more spear levies. So on this side, they basically had a really crappy army, and I was really surprised that they actually brought their general along over here. So basically what I was just doing is I'll just bring over my army just to defend my line, and I captured the shrine. Thankfully we spawned on the side of the shrine because that gives us the ability for the morale of all units to be increased, while on their side they had the farmhouse, which just increased the stamina and movement speed of their units. So I guess they got the short end of the stick and we did pretty good. So they're trying to sneak up an ambush over here. The other opponents was actually rather smart here because I had my parrot guns shooting away over on this side, and he tried to get them out of range over this type of hill. This is an overall flat map, but on the sides it is a bit hilly, and he was really smart bringing his units over on the side. So that basically got my parrot guns out of the equation, although they still did pretty damn good. So basically I'm just getting ready on this side because I was getting ready to get raped on this side. He probably thought that I was going to attack him first, like bring my units up, but I wasn't that stupid because Toaster Riflemen have a massive range. But what I did find out is that if you capture like all the buildings, the key buildings that you can capture, if you capture all of them on a certain map, then there's a time limit that counts down from 10 minutes, and if he doesn't do anything or capture them back, then you win. So that's why I ran over here. I brought 3 units of Black Bear Infantry. So I had a rather good idea that I was going to win over on this side, especially because I had spear levies, their general who was just a really out in the open really with those units, and then they had a couple of matchlock catchy, I think 1 matchlock catchy, so that's pretty hopeless. Over on this side, he was just spreading his units out. I had no idea why he was doing that, but I just had all my horses hidden up here, and I had a couple of all my White Bear Infantry over here, and just my Yarikachi just standing around doing nothing. Anyway, the cannons are just firing off, failing at that. I told them to halt and just stop firing after a little bit. So basically from right now, I'm just waiting until we capture this. I don't think we captured it just yet. The flag's going to go up completely. But as soon as we capture that, I knew I was going to win this basically because, well, the countdown starts up. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure if it comes from the, it comes up on the watch replay menu, but you should be able to tell once we get it. Anyway, I started moving up my Black Bear Infantry really soon. Let's just speed things up a little bit. I love the Shogun feature, like how you can replay like the Call of Duty. As you guys can see, they just went into like ambush mode, hidden in the trees, although that didn't really bother me. And we captured that. So the countdown started. Unfortunately, you can't see it here. So I move up my Black Bear Infantry just on top of the hill. If he actually brought his matchlock catchy up on top of the hill, then I guess he'd have a bit of an advantage, but Well, thankfully he didn't do that, so that was actually a pretty dumb move on his behalf, and I just told my units just to move up and engulf him on this side. So we can see the match shot catchy, but then I told all the units to actually just focus on the match shot catchy, so they sort of got out of position with these spear levies. The spear levies actually did a bit of damage. They got up to us, as you guys can see. They didn't start shooting until very, very late. Thankfully, we did win this. He used his, I think it was Inspire ability or whatever he's using, so his people are like more inspired or whatever you want to say. So basically, we're just having a fight here. Our Black Bear infantry actually did rather well even in this little fights, as you guys can see. See some hand-to-hand combat with the Black Bear infantry. The Black Bear infantry look really, really cool. And I think they had, yes, their spear levies already backed out. They won't even retreat. They're just completely gone. These guys were a bit worried. They're wavering, but thankfully they're held out. And I was attacking the general, so he started moving his general out really, really quickly because he realized what was happening. And then he started bringing over his good army over onto this side. So that gave me the ability to close in ranks on him. So any moment now, I should start bringing all these units up around here and my horses or cavalry over here, hidden in this bush. I was just waiting until they were all dead, which hopefully is very soon. As soon as we reload all these guys, started moving in. They're going to be backing out any moment now if we just fast forward a little bit. Alright, that was it. So they're not going to be coming back even if they like get inspired or whatever, because that's impossible because they don't even count as a unit anymore. They've completely disbanded. So anyway, I quickly told my guys, all of them, to run all the way up here. So we wouldn't get absolutely hammered by his good army. But by this time, as you guys can see on the top right, the little bar was indicating that we almost had like 2/3 of the chances of probability of winning. So we were doing pretty good. Unfortunately, our parrot guns, they weren't in range. Unfortunately, with the watch replay menu, like you can't click on your units to check out like their ranges and stuff, which would be a nice feature. But yeah, as you guys can see it now, I started moving all my units up, just trying to close them off, cut them where it hurts. And a couple of things, we are both level 5, I should mention. He used, actually he didn't use like the ninja spy move where you can see like where you deploy your units, your enemy deploys his units or anything like that. So he did, well, we both did pretty well. Getting up to here, like we're both level 5, so I guess we're both not noobs. I guess you could probably still call me a noob, but I guess I did okay. I was rather smart, I think. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. But I just moved over my Yariki, who are good against cavalry, and then the Saber cavalry are very good melee infantry, or melee cavalry. Got a couple of stray horses over here, but basically I just started moving these guys up. I think my cannons start shooting any moment now, because these guys up here started getting in range. Just fast forward a little bit. Fast forward a lot, see what's happening. I should start shooting any moment now. There we go. Let's just see our parrot guns wherever they are. As you guys can see, it's pretty amazing that they can even shoot that far. You can't even see them. And here I think I used the shrapnel shot, I think it was. Okay, let's follow these guns. Do they break up? Yes, they do break up. So it's good that you can hear when I use my special abilities. We didn't get any of the general's Hadamundo. Yeah, no, general's bodyguard then, unfortunately. But then they started moving over here, which I think was a really dumb move. He should have moved them up onto the hill, which would have been smarter, I think. But he did try to get out of the way of the parrot guns because I didn't run out of ammunition because I told my parrot guns to stop shooting at them. But basically, I just brought all my units up around here, in and around the farmhouse, so we wouldn't be getting injured or anything like that. I probably could have waited, like there was only about 4 minutes left of the battle anyway, so I probably could have waited until he came and attacked me, because it was his priority to attack me, because if he just waited then I would have won anyway. So I could have waited, although I didn't. I moved my horses up this way now, and I told him to hide up around here. So as you guys can see, they're all his toaster riflemen, and he's definitely got a good army in infantry over here that's can definitely do a bit of damage if we took him face on, because Toaster Riflemen have a range of 150, whereas all the Bear Infantry have a range of 125. So hey to fire off like one whole burst of shots even before we had the chance. Before I did that, I just also got my Yarikachi up around here. But here we go with the ambush. The Yariki actually run a lot faster than I thought. And I quickly told him to attack the bodyguard, but I decided to change and just attack the Toaster Riflemen because they were ready to shoot these guys. So I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want them to shoot the Saber Cavalry, so that was a good quick save. But now, it's a bit hard to see, but I just told my Yariki and they demolished the Toaster Riflemen because Toaster Riflemen are extremely weak in melee combat. So basically, all I had to do was, I didn't even have to bring my Bear Infantry up. All that was left was up to the horses. They just cleaned them out one by one, these units, because all that was left were Toaster Riflemen. He bought a crap load of them. They cost like $1,400. So I just think they're a waste of money. I'd rather spend them on like elite infantry, such as any type of like the Marines, British, French, or American Marines. But my horses just came up cleaning up. The Riflemen did do a bit of damage, but it was nothing really too much, especially since we got 3 units of our horses. A couple of his units were routing, but then they disbanded, thankfully. I started this time moving up my Yarikachi just to get rid of his general, because it just looked like it was being stray over there doing nothing. Meanwhile, these guys were shooting, and he was probably shooting at his own people as well. Like, anyway, and as you guys can see, there was an ambush. The Toaster Riflemen. I was kind of worried what was going to happen over here, but because I think if you're in a forest, like the range does get diminished, so they didn't attack me for quite a while now. I told them to attack the Toaster Riflemen. They start charging up, but I think we actually destroyed this group of Toaster Riflemen before we even these units, the Yarikachi, get up to here. There we go. And now all that was left was get all the cavalry to attack the last group of Toaster Riflemen. And that was game over. Red Rover. They do fire off a couple of shots. And that was basically it. They all gave up right then. So we only lost like 25 people of our Yarikachi, which is pretty good considering they had Toaster Riflemen. And that was it with the battle. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this like little multiplayer type of thing. Something new. I thought maybe you guys would enjoy it. If not, then tell me how I can improve, or if you don't want anything more. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and thanks for watching.